All right, peace and blessings, everybody. It's Monday, May the 21st, the year 2018. And these are pictures of Officer Jack McLamb. He passed away on January the 12th of 2014. And to be honest, I've never thought of myself as one that gets along well with police officers. But somebody sent me an article today, and it really made me pause and think. Really, like, wow.
For those of you who don't believe that vote,
I guess even Bill Cooper talked about Jack McLamb's Aid in a Bed newsletter. But this is what somebody sent me in the mail today. It's the winter 2004 edition of Officer Jack McLamb's Aid in a Bed. It's special issue number 16. And as I was going through this, and I have not read the whole thing, I want to read it. I will do so as I have time. But it says, Honorable Americans in U.S. prisons. The whole issue, the whole newsletter, this particular issue, is about innocent men in prison. At the end of, well, let me mention this. This is Richard Taus. I'm reading his book right now. We've talked to him on the phone, and we've conveyed letters between each other. Officer Jack McLamb was advocating for Richard Taus back in 2004. That's 14 years ago. If you continue to go down, and I'm going to put this on Year of Jubilee website. If you want a copy, send me an email and I'll mail you a copy. But I'm going to put this on Richard Taus's Dropbox, as well as some other folks. I want you guys to see something. These are the Branch Davidians that were in prison. Edgar Steele died in prison. They believe he was murdered due to lack of medical care, I believe. Let's keep going. You've got an article on Yori Von Kahl. That's him and his mother. Young man shot twice by government assassins gets life in prison. So you have Officer Jack McLamb advocating for Richard Taus, Yori Von Kahl, James Trafficant. Of course, I think James Trafficant is dead. This is a picture of Fritz Springmeier. So Fritz Springmeier finally got out of prison and got married. Now here's an article on 22 years in prison for self-defense by P.F. Laser. He goes by Free Laser now. You guys know who Free Laser is. I communicate with him. Free Laser was writing articles about his innocence to Jack McLamb 14 years ago. He's been in prison 35 years. Here's Daniel Peterson. He's out now. He just got out in the last couple of years, I believe. But Russell Landers is still a part of the Montana Freemen, and Russell Landers is still in prison. Here's an article on Gary Northington. Gary Northington I've communicated with many times. He writes about child auctions and kidnapped children by Satanists. MK Ultra. Guess who this is? We got an article on David Hinkson, written by his father. So we got an article on Gary Northington, David Hinkson, Richard Taus, Daniel Peterson, which is the part of the Montana Freemen with Russell Landers. You got an article on Yori Von Kahl, That also brings in Scott Fall, they've both been in prison 35 years. It's just shocking. And then at the end of this, he has a section on informed juries. I mean, you could take this magazine and publish it today with just a very minor corrections, because Fritz Springmeier is now out of prison, and so is Daniel Peterson. But instead of Daniel Peterson with the Montana Freeman, you could put in Russell Landers, who's still in prison. He talks about constitutional sheriffs. Wow. You know, they say there's nothing new under the sun, but what is new is you and I are here. You know, I can't say that I've ever got along well with policemen, but I think I would get along well with Jack McLamb. I think this man would have a lot of my respect, and I think he devoted a great part of his life to advocating for innocent men in prison. I'm trying to bring this up so you guys can see it, but that's it right there. Anyway, I hope Officer Jack McLamb is looking down from above, and I hope he's pleased with some of the things we're trying to do. And I hope we honor his memory in trying to expose corruption and to try to bring awareness to some of these innocent men and women in jail. This man right here spent most of his life doing the same thing. Thank you for your time.